Hey, Eastern Oregon, welcome to this September 15th version of AM Live on EOA, your connection to Eastern Oregon, and we're now on Roku. Don't forget that. How's it going, man?
You remembered this time to say the Roku thing.
I know.
I don't remember.
I don't either. Well, I mean, the other day in our branding, I threw that at Benny, and he put it in all our commercials, and because it's easy to forget.
Yeah.
People, I mean, I have people that's like, really? You guys have a Roku channel? So,
yeah, I was watching it the other night at the poker room.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch the game? The
I
Baker
watched
game?
the game.
Yeah.
Well, I watched like probably about a third of it because it's hard to watch.
Right. Yeah.
Deal cards at the same time.
Yeah.
But
I thought Jesse did okay.
yeah, he did. The play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
I don't even know who he is.
Yeah.
He was
No,
good.
he was
good.
Yeah. That's the first time he'd ever done play-by-play. He had done.
Where's he from? He must be from over
Yeah.
there.
I think he teaches English. I don't know if it's at the junior high or the high school.
Helps when you know the kids.
Yes, it does.
It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. And he was just incredibly coachable. I mean,
Unlike me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't do play-by-play.
No, but you're gonna be with him on some of those games, I think. I don't know.
In Baker?
Yeah, are you doing any
I'm
of
going
those?
to Baker once.
Right. So one of those
Is
games.
he going to do all of them?
He's going to do them all. Games? Yeah, he'll do them all. And so then you can.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, he was. When I told him, I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm hoping you can do them all." It's like, cool.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Morning, Todd. What's up?
So
Todd is here. Should we just jump right into sports?
We should.
May as well, right?
As long as I can get to the thingy. Okay, you ready?
All right. Oh, okay. So the biggest news is EOU volleyball, highest ranking ever by a Cascade Collegiate Conference team. And it's really hard because most of the NAIA schools are in the Midwest, right? So it's a constant battle to like try to get into the top 10 in any sport but EOU volleyball is number 2 in the country right now. And
wow.
The crazy thing is it's still whack because the number 1 team in the country, we swept them. We beat them 3-0. Swept them on the road. And they have the same amount of losses as us, and we've beat more ranked opponents than them. So our RPI is higher.
Right. So we should be 1.
We should be 1.
But who knows how?
But hey, I'll take number 2 right now because it's
never happened before.
It's never happened for any team in our conference, let alone EOU.
Wow.
This team has a chance to bring EOU its first team sport national championship ever.
Wow.
I mean, we've had individual national champions, TJ last year.
Okay, got it.
In the hat, but team sport national championship, this team has a chance. There's a couple teams this year that have a chance.
What's the closest we've ever come? Do you have any?
Yeah, we've gotten second in a team sport.
Which team?
I think it was the volleyball team, and softball made it to the semifinals one year, which is the Final Four.
Right.
That was Nicole's senior, so that was 2001. That's the team that they tied last year for program wins in school history.
Wow.
So they 43 games or whatever it was. And I think this year's softball team is going to be better.
Cool.
Volleyball this weekend, home up at Quinn, Friday, 7 against Warner Pack. And then they turn around and play on Saturday against Multnomah at 5 o'clock. That's how the weekend games work. We also have men and women's cross country at home this weekend, 5 and I think 5:45 the men's start.
Did you say cross country?
Yeah, it's at home.
Cross country, like the one that Benny plays?
Yeah.
Benny runs in?
Yeah. I don't know if you play cross country, but you run it.
I thought it was, I'm still getting my head around the difference between track and cross country.
And then there's also football on Saturday, 1 o'clock, Carroll. We're 0-3 right now. If you're interested, you can go back and watch this week's interview with head coach Tim Camp. I have him on every week on Tuesdays. And, I mean, they're struggling right now, but we got to try to figure out a way to get, things going.
And Carroll normally is a pretty tough competitor.
Right? Yeah, they're picked to finish right in the middle of the frontier this year. I think we're picked like a couple teams behind them. But as of right now, we're we're bottom dwellers right
Yeah.
now. Men and women's soccer at home this weekend too for EOU, and then football for LeGrand goes on the road to Estacada this weekend, which I've been reading all the predictions and everybody's predicting us to lose by 6, but I think we're going to win.
That'd be awesome.
And that's not just me saying, I think,
yeah.
it's not a biased opinion. It's just by looking at what Estacada's done, what we've done.
Yeah.
I think we should probably win that game. And then we'll finally be back home the week after that, after three games on the road. I went to girls soccer. They played on Tuesday night against the Dows, and the air quality, like if you look at this picture right here, BC, look, you can't even see Mount Emily. There's something missing back there. Look, I mean, there's no Mount Emily. You know why? It's so smoky. Like I couldn't even believe they played the game, but they ended up tying the Dows. It was a good game. Here's a couple more pictures from that game. That's Rosie Aguilera. And then I caught Justin Hernandez when he was on the move. He came right down next to the field and just BS with me for a while.
Good dude.
He's a cop. I mean, I think he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Really. And then volleyball, EOU volleyball. That same night, I got some really good shots there. I went up top, up in the upper part, and took some shots shooting down. I really like this angle. Volleyball is really hard to shoot.
Yes, it is.
So like, I'm just experimenting with angles right now for volleyball. I would say it's the second hardest sport to shoot outside of soccer. Soccer's really, really hard to shoot.
Yeah, that's why in volleyball, those really dynamic, close shots from the bot. I mean, those are just really tough to get. I can't imagine how many.
I spend a lot of time shooting through the net.
Yeah,
is what I feel like. And then when I would go back and say on Tuesday, I took 1,500 pictures or whatever of volleyball.
Yeah,
I go back and most of the time I'm missing, like I'm getting not even any face or anything, midriff, or you know what I mean? Because you're moving with the ball with the set, and then you're trying to get set so you get a good clean picture. And it's tough, man. Volleyball's tough. It really is.
Yeah, you're kind of everywhere today. I mean, these days with that camera.
I love it. It's good. It's fun too. It's fun. The people love it too. The response we've gotten on Facebook from families, and it's helping build the sports show, and just it's good stuff. It really is.
Well, cool.
Yeah, that's about it for sports. I mean, I think volleyball isn't even for the high school isn't even home until October 3rd. And they've only had one home match so far, and they lost to Vail on Tuesday.
Huh.
And they don't have a home match again until October 3rd. So for the high school.
Weird.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, hey, let's look outside real quick. And it was a little bit clearer yesterday. I mean, that's a little better what it has been. Let's if I can find the thing. Let's see what Gabe has for us and the weather.
For Thursday, I'm tracking the likelihood for at least some scattered storm activity across our entire region some point during the day, although the stormiest conditions would be the second half of the day out towards Baker and Grant counties. Those highs will top out into the mid to the upper 70s, an exception for possibly holding into the upper 60s in Meacham with that warm spot 83 in Ontario. Heading into the day on Thursday for LeGrand, it looks like this will start out into the lower 50s at the 8 o'clock hour. Confidence is shaky whether we'll see a few storms to start the day or nothing at all. But the trend is as we progress throughout Thursday, I'm expecting the likelihood for at least some scattered storm activity the second half of the day, although that doesn't mean not necessarily everybody will see it. But as I mentioned before, the farther south you are, the better chance for that to become widespread. Highs will reach the mid-70s with a northwesterly wind flow during the day, gusting up to 25 miles per hour in spots. Heading into my short-term forecast for the Grand Ronde Valley, will top out slightly cooler into Friday into the lower 70s with a slight chance for an isolated shower or storm. Otherwise, it will remain dry with those lows dropping all the way into the mid-30s Friday night.
All right.
John, cross-country ski team got national championship in the 80s. Was that a club? or was it an actual team? Because I mean, I've talked to a few people and they said that EOU's never won a team national championship. Now, I could be wrong. I don't know, but and maybe they don't count it if it's a club. I have no idea. And then Todd said that you slow-mo'd him. You slow-mo'd Todd getting knocked over at the Baker game.
Not intentionally.
He said he got knocked over at the Baker game, and you guys got a great slow-mo. So that means
I might have. I might have. I think I did see a collision in there. So, but I didn't know it was you, Todd. Otherwise, I'd have totally said something.
Freeze frame.
Yeah, okay, let's
snapshot it.
Let's go back and look at it.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's funny. All right, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we will be with women's elk calling world champion. She goes to the middle school right here in LeGrand, Eloise.
EOA Live is your connection to Eastern Oregon. Get the latest and most relevant news in 2 minutes or less on our evening news broadcast. We cover Eastern Oregon's weather daily with Gabe, the EOA Live weather kid, with an extended forecast every Friday. Watch Doddsy on EOA Live Sports to get the latest sports information and interviews with local coaches, athletes, and more. See Brent and Doddsy goof and gaff with local guests on EOA Live's morning talk show, AM Live on EOA. We're available across the board, including Facebook, YouTube, Amazon Fire, and of course, our very own website, eolive.tv. We even have our own Roku channel with 24/7 live stream EOA content. You can also listen to our shows on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and many other popular podcast apps. You can get everything all in one place with the EOA Live app, available on Android, iOS, and the Amazon App Store. EOA Live, your connection to Eastern Oregon.
Welcome back. We're with women's elk calling world champion, LeGrand native. She goes to the middle school. She's a seventh grader. Eloise. Ella, hi.
How you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah. So we were discussing during the break, you are the youngest ever to be on the show, which is good. Yeah. Kyle's had to really tone it down today. Yeah. So
you want to know something funny before we get on with her? I was interviewing a high schooler yesterday, a senior for sports,
Yeah.
and she was gonna say, badass,
Yeah.
and she like I said, just let it out, and she did. She let it rip. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Now you can't do that.
Yeah. Because you're 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you are a badass bugler.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Yeah. So, well, cool. Well, tell us. I mean, so you recently were in a video from the Oregonian, is that right? Yeah. And that's kind of how we got known of you. We were aware of you, and it's like this girl's from LeGrand, and that's so cool. So, how did you get into this? This is interesting.
Well, my uncle, he elk called and hunted pretty much his whole life, and I got a little interested, and he showed me and gave me a read, and I started practicing with him, and then it just excelled into me going to Worlds.
Wow. Cool. And so then what was involved in you learning that?
I would watch YouTube videos of just Corey Jacobson and just trying to learn and just watching elk call, just listening to them and trying to replicate that.
Cool. I'm going to I think we're having mic troubles. So I'm going to put my mic right here. So, until what school do you go to here?
I go to the LeGrand Middle School.
Okay. So, how long did it take for you to learn that whole process?
I was able to replicate the sound quickly, but it took a while for me to actually get good at it.
Okay. And have you actually been elk hunting yet with it and tried it? Yeah.
I have. I haven't hunted bull elk yet, but I was hunting with my Uncle Mike when he was hunting bull elk.
Okay. So what is that like? I mean, there's got to be a kind of a cool control aspect of that to be able to imitate a cow and call in a bull or so. I mean, is that interesting?
Yeah, it's really interesting because they all act or just respond differently. So one could just respond just to what you're calling, or it could respond differently depending on the bull.
And so then you're alternating, you're changing the call just based upon what you're hearing from them or what you're seeing. I mean, talk about that process a little bit.
Just if I hear that they're mad, I'm not gonna replicate being soft, or I'm gonna be mad in my calls too.
Okay. So what is, I don't know, maybe you should, so let's start with a cow. So what is demonstrate for me what a cow sounds like when it's mad and when it's not mad. Or is that
usually
help?
It's just the bull
okay.
that get mad.
So then when you're calling a bull, you're calling it in with another bull sound. Is that it?
I can use cow sounds to call them in, depending whether they're in a rut or not.
Okay.
Or I can just use a bull sound and make them charge in wanting to fight.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then if it's if they're in rut, then you're trying to imitate a cow that's ready to breed.
That or just a bull, because they are usually ready to fight.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You can do either one.
And so then it kind of depends on what you're hearing from that bull, how it responds.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So give me some different sounds first. I mean, whatever you would like to do, whichever one you do, and then kind of interpret them for us so this is, yeah.
Okay. That's just a cow just talking to its herd, and then there's a cow in rut, and that's just a cow ready.
It's more grunty. It's like a deeper,
it's just saying that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm ready.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's bowl call, which and that's usually just a locator, like saying, "Hey, where are you guys at?" Because like all the other bulls or cows.
Mm.
And then there's a lip ball. And that's a bull like telling its herd to pretty much get back there, like get back to him. And then
Like get back, like I want to hear from you, or
no,
or
like
come to where I
yeah.
am. Yeah. Okay.
And then there's an alarm bark, which bulls and cows do, but it kind of sounds different. So this is a cow alarm bark. And then a bull is
Wow. And the alarm, that means like, hey, something strange is happening.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
pretty much.
So that's fascinating. And so then you're doing those calls and you're listening to how the other bull is responding. So what actually makes a bull come? I mean, and have you been in those experiences where like you could see them and they were coming toward you?
Yeah, at my house, I when they're in rut, I'll sit out on my deck and just call with them, and it's really fun.
Wow.
I want to hear about the competition.
Yeah.
The World Championship. Where was that at?
That was in Park City, Utah.
In Park City, Utah. And what was that like? Like, explain. Give us a little overview.
It was awesome. There's just so many people that were just great sportsmen, and they were just all so nice and supportive. It wasn't like they all helped you with your calling. Like they'd all give you tips, even if they were in the same division as you. They were just all super supportive.
And what was your division?
I was in the women's division.
Like the top. That's like the highest division age-wise?
Pro division.
There's a pro division too? Mm-hmm. So within the women's division, tell me about your scores.
I got 7-0, 7-0, 6-1, 7-0.
So you almost just swept it.
Yeah.
One point away. How does that work? Like is there different? Is each point like a different call?
So there's judges behind a curtain. And,
okay. So they can't see you.
Each judge for their different calls, and if you got the most points out of your calling, they'll give that point to you. So
gotcha.
There's different judges.
There's different judges, and then how many different calls do you do at the competition?
There was 30-second cow call, and then there's 30-second bull call and 45-second freelance this year, and you just do that.
I imagine it's probably loud in there.
Yeah.
Where was it? Like in a convention center or something?
It was it was actually like this hotel area, which there's this room, like it was for just
like a convention room.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a big. So it was loud.
Yeah.
It was really loud. Yeah. I can imagine. I mean, I've been in a room like that with just people without those things, and it's loud.
Yeah. Were people wondering by like, what is going on? I mean, was that
a lot of people were coming downstairs to the competition? They're just, what is that?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Hopefully there's no day sleepers that day.
Can you imagine being at some business convention and you hear that?
Yeah, you're just like, going off.
Yeah.
I mean, I would halfway expect it like around here, but like
right. But in a city,
yeah.
I mean, Park City is not like, Seattle, or I mean, if you had it in Seattle, people would have no context at all for like, what is that sound?
That's true.
Yeah.
What else do you do? What other sports? What are you interested in?
I do football, basketball, soccer. I did wrestling this past year, but basketball is going to be at the same time this year. So I think
now that you're in middle school.
Basketball.
Yep.
But I just try and do whatever sport's going on.
When I went to LMS, which is where you currently go, you could wrestle and play basketball in the same year, but
Yeah.
you can't. It's too hard now.
I was able to do it last year, but this year the times are just.
Yeah, they run together, right?
Mhm.
That's cool. Yeah, what position do you play in football?
I'm not exactly sure yet, but I've been playing safety.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you like about football?
I just really like my favorite thing to do is throw, but there's a lot of kids that are just better at throwing than me, so I'm not going to be quarterback, but I just like the throwing and catching and the plays.
Yeah.
I really like just
Awesome.
seeing how those go through.
I like hitting people.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. You can hit people and not go to jail and not get in trouble for it. It's a great tool to get out,
Yeah.
pent up aggression for sure. So with the calling, with this world championship, what is that, like moving forward? Do you qualify for other events with that?
Not in this particular competition. It's just you go and you compete. So.
And what's your moving forward? What are you gonna do? I mean, what's next with calling?
So Worlds was pretty much just the top thing that I was probably gonna do. So I'm just gonna keep doing that and just calling elk.
So is the pinnacle a world championship, or is the pinnacle calling in a bull for you to shoot?
I think I'm gonna be more nervous when I'm at the world competition, but when I'm calling in a bull, I think after I shoot it, that's gonna be more excitement.
Yeah, for sure, right? I mean, not only do you get the meat, you get the horn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you get the experience. There's that adrenaline. You've probably felt it. You've probably had a bull coming in, but there's that. I've never had any adrenaline like it before. And I've played all kinds of sports, but when you have a big animal coming towards you, it's a different feeling. Like you have to fight or flight. You have to figure out, how to control that fight or flight automatic response, and then you got to sit there and that's why I don't hunt big game much anymore.
No, but my dad used to call that buck fever, because I don't know if they still do that or not, but I mean, everything's calm, and then till you hold that gun up and
you're
like,
shaking.
And it's like, man, I got some stuff to deal with that I've never experienced before. Yeah. So have you been with your uncle when he got a bull, or talk about your hunting experience?
I haven't been with him when he's gotten a bull, but I have hunted myself.
And did you shoot something?
Yeah, I think I've killed 4 elk.
Wow.
Cows?
And 2 does.
I like the taste of cows better, especially a couple-year-old cow. It's so much better. Did you participate in the dressing of the animal?
I try to, but I'm not entirely. I just don't know entirely how to do that.
Yeah,
yet.
But you're gonna learn.
Yeah.
You want to continue to hunt, right? All the way.
Yeah.
You live in a good place to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to beat this area for especially elk.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Women's world champion. That's cool.
So what about your other aspirations? Is there a particular topic that you like in school, other than sports?
Well, I really like science, and I want to be a biologist when I'm older.
Okay.
Yeah. I just really like I actually really like math. In some areas it's stressful, but for the most part I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Math, there's always an answer. That's what I like about it. Like, it's not like English where you can just, you can write a bunch of jibber jabber and get an A for some reason. Math, there's always an answer. Like you got to figure out how to get there. What kind of biologist? Wildlife biologist? Yeah, you want to stay involved in. This is a good place for that too.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's awesome.
When you started down this bugling path, when did you figure out that you were good at it?
I I didn't actually know I was good until I got just compliments about it. And my Uncle Mike, who had been calling pretty much his whole life, he told me I was getting good, and I was like, well, maybe I am good.
So how does competition come about? So like Uncle Mike says you're getting good at calling. What makes you decide that you're going to compete? Like how do you get there?
He had been going to Worlds and he'd been doing the competition, so he was inviting me to go to those competitions.
And then you went, and next thing you know, what'd you get for it?
For Worlds, I got a bow, $2,500, and some other stuff.
That's a lot for a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
You probably thought it was like Christmas. A bow, like what? Like a nice bow, compound?
Yeah, it was a Hoyt Clips.
Oh yeah, that is a nice bow.
Can you imagine being that 40 or 50-year-old woman that's competing against you, right? They've been doing it their whole life. They're getting better and better, and all of a sudden, a 12-year-old just walks up and wipes you out.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Did
it
you
happens.
experience that?
There was a couple.
Yeah, like she's laughing about it. Yeah, there was. Yeah.
No, you know how that is when you're in a sport, or when I was in wrestling, in high school as a freshman and sophomore, there was a senior who he was impossible to beat in my weight class, and it was disheartening. So I can't imagine what that would be like, it's like you probably caused them to change sports. It's like I gotta find another division to bugle in or something.
She's the Bobby Fischer of elk calling.
Yeah.
Because he beat a world champion that was like 40 when he was like 12.
Right. Yeah.
I think it was when he was 12 too. Bobby Fischer. You know who Bobby Fischer is?
I think I've heard of him. But...
Yeah, a chess player. He was a kid, and he destroyed adults at chess.
Well, and he was really famous because that was during the Cold War.
Yep.
And so then when he played the Russian champion, it was like a huge.
The Russian was the world champion too.
Right. Yeah. That was a huge thing.
Yep.
So.
Awesome.
Well, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Too. It's awesome.
Awesome. So give us give us a call one more time.
Before you go.
And the horn is just to make it go in
Amplify.
a particular direction.
Yeah.
Okay. So
give us a banger. Give us like a
it's like
I'm gonna have to stand up.
Yeah, stand up and let it rip. Let's go.
Yeah.
Make them hear it all, all through that building over there. That's awesome. That's awesome.
All righty. Well, go ahead and have a seat, and let's just keep her here
and just get out of here.
Get out of here, yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
If I can get my thing to work here. Let's see. BC, talk to him for a second while I figure this out.
All right. So we're who's your favorite teacher at the junior high? This is an opportunity for you. Or maybe some of your
don't do it.
Who's some of your
don't
favorite?
do it.
Who's some of the things that you like?
I really like Mr. Carson and I like Miss Freeman. In sixth grade, I really liked Mr. Fiorito.
Okay.
Those have been some of my favorites. Miss Rainsbury, she was really nice, and just so many teachers that are really nice.
Yeah, Clell is a good friend of all of ours, and he's just been. He is an awesome teacher. He really invests in kids, and did he drag you into wrestling? Is he one of the?
He is
probably not the right term. Drag you into
he drags people into wrestling.
Drags people,
I just started wrestling because my sister, she just did it, and I was like, oh, I'll do that too. So, just did wrestling.
Yeah. Well, cool.
I'm ready.
All right.
What's the date today? September 15th?
It is.
It is. On this day, let's see, September 15th, 1858, the first mail service began from the Pacific coast under U.S. government contract. Isn't that crazy? 1858. Like this is post, the horses,
Right.
whatever that was called. I don't remember.
Pony Express.
Pony Express. There you go. 1917, Forbes magazine was founded by B.C. Forbes and Walter Dre in the U.S. 1928. This was world changing. What happened in 1928? Something huge, BC. Like huge. Alexander Fleming.
28.
1928.
Fleming.
Yep.
I want to say radio, but that's not.
He discovered the antibiotic penicillin.
Oh, boy, there's a lot of people who say that still is the greatest scientific
Ever. Yeah. I mean, when you talk about like the biggest things that ever happened in the world ever, that's one of the things that comes up. 1928. 1949, The Lone Ranger premiered on ABC. Clayton Moore was the Lone Ranger, and Jay Silverheels was Tonto. 1948 or 1982, the first issue of USA Today was published. USA Today, first issue, 1982. 1997. This is crazy. This is 25 years ago? The domain name google.com was registered.
What year?
1997, the year I graduated high school.
Wow.
Yeah. 25 years ago. Last year on this day, SpaceX launched the first all-civilian space flight from Cape Canaveral, Florida. So it's been 1 year.
Wow.
And it was a 3-day orbit around Earth. I'm not going up there for no. No.
What are you talking about? You don't want to go up on the roof.
No.
Yeah.
No. So, I was doing an interview yesterday, and one of the athletes said for their superpower they'd fly. Now, if I could fly, I think that would get rid of my fear of heights, because then I would be in control, and if I fell off of something, I could fly.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's never going to happen.
Have you seen some of those videos where guys are bungee jumping, and they make the person that's getting ready to jump, they make them think that, you're not quite hooked up correctly.
I've seen that one of a guy on one of them rides, and they have like the bolts popping out, and the guy's just like, no, but this is one like I've seen. This is the thing. So like they'll have the guy, he's all hooked up and everything, and then he'll be hanging on to a rope, which you can only hold your whole own body weight for there's no point.
30 seconds. Yeah. And so then, so he's holding on, they're going like, wait, we got to get you hooked up one more thing. And you're just making him think that he's not hooked up completely until he
It's the same thing they do on the roller coaster with the bolts flying out, or the guy they're like, oh, your safety bar's not all the way attached, like, and then they start it just to mess with that's why I don't even do it. Number one song in the country on this day in 2002, Complicated by Avril Lavigne. And then finally, the quote for the day: time is precious, make sure you spend it with the right people. Time is precious, make sure you spend it with the right people. That's it.
All right. Hey, thank you,
We're
Eastern
gone
Oregon.
till Tuesday.
Yep. So this
Thank you.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
Don't forget, one more time, football. I mean, I don't know. Is there
Football's
anything?
on Friday in Estacada, but EOU's all the sports are at home this weekend.
Yep.
Just go to EOUsports.com to see the calendar for times.
Yeah. Get out and see them.
Yep.
Good stuff. Thank you.